Welcome back to Sunrise Daily. We're going to focus on quite a number of issues that you may also have seen there. But let me introduce our guest this morning. We've got Mr. Sowunmi, who is a member of the PDP, here with us. Thank you for coming on this morning.
Pleasure.
And we also do have Mr. Fasakin, who is a member of the APC. Thank you and good morning.
Thank you for having me. Good morning.
All right, let's sink our teeth into this one because we've just seen the argument, the debate on the floor of the Senate about appointments, particularly that of the DG of NI. But if I could ask you, Mr. Fasakin, if people anchor their accusation on, of nepotism, because we also do know the letter had been written, against this government on the premise that, for instance, the whole of the security architecture happens to be in the hands of people of one ethnic and religious disposition, will they be right?
Thank you, Chamberlain, for that question. And good morning, viewers. Let me do a quick disclaimer. All views that I shall converse here are totally mine and not that of the federal government, even though I work for the government now. But
you are a member of the APC.
I am a member of the APC. So my views are strictly mine as a Nigerian, all right? And as a member of APC, let me say clearly that let's first go to constitutional arrangement.
Before you go to that, will they be right? The question I asked you.
No, you don't box me into, don't fit me into your mold, that you have made for me.
I don't understand what you mean. This is a simple, straightforward question.
They won't be right. So that's why I want to go through certain things so that people can. I mean, you can only work according to the modicum of information available to you. So when people get better understanding of the issues that they are talking about, I think they will have.
Tell us why they'll be wrong.
Thank you. First thing is that the Constitution tells us in Chapter 2, which deals with the fundamental objectives and directive principles of state policy. Specifically in Section 14, tells you that sovereignty belongs to the people from whom any government, through this Constitution, shall derive its powers, or that is, shall derive its legitimacy. So it is the reason that you see the president every year, every 4 years, coming back to the people, because the people are the real boss of the president. That's number one. Then number two, in the same chapter 14, you have the Constitution also telling us that security and welfare shall be the primary responsibility for any government. So to that extent, it means that the president is primarily appointed by the people to take care of their welfare and to take care of their security. It's akin to you being the chairman or being the board of governors of a company and appointing a chief executive to direct your affairs, and now teleguiding the chief executive that no, these are the kind of people you should appoint, these are the kind of people you should not appoint. Because at the end of the year, you are only waiting for that chief executive to come and give you his scorecard, and his scorecard should be on, how much he had been able to attract in by way of investment and all those things. So number one, so what I'm saying clearly is that security is an exclusive area that you don't dictate to the president. It's not what the intendment of the law was when it talked about federal character. All right? So it's not something that you now come to guard, or try to fit a president into your mold, that what you want him to, the kind of people that you want him to appoint for security. Security is so fundamental to the existence of our nation
So he's right in those appointments?
Absolutely.
Okay.
He has. And let me even tell you something. The NIA that people don't know about.
We'll come to that.
Just hang on.
We'll come to the NIA, but we'll need to get Mr. Sowunmi's response to what you've said. Do you agree with his views?
It's piteous and a bit depressing. It's depressing in the sense that my brother, a very strong, passionate member of the APC, and non-apologetic Buhari follower, comes on national TV and gives the impression that it's only a section of the country that you can find people that can feel even the so-called security responsibilities. It would have been okay if he had not been in this country for close to 50 or a little bit over 50 years to understand that because of the complexities of Nigeria, the kind of nation that we are, we're still at a point where we're even still struggling to become a homogeneous nation. We still are a combination of ethnic privileges with people having a lot of passionate emotions around their primordial arrangements. And those who say a leader should provide leadership in such a way that the generality of Nigerians or the spaces leading will have confidence. What they had imagined is that, yes, get the best hands as much as possible from every part that can make up the whole. Take the security situation that he's talking about now. Are you saying that if you come into a Security Council meeting and unbecant and unexpected of us, we are now suddenly having an issue around the North Central that is clearly beginning to assume some form of ethnic or, one group against the other? Are you saying that the people that are from that area should not even have the emotional and the perception in their mind that there are people there who probably are not conspiring to do them evil? Why should they believe, except if they feel that in the first instance from your recruiting processes you have recruited well? So there are things in management we call unintended recruiting error. And those unintended recruiting errors, when you are recruiting, you may not know that they are recruiting errors. But by the time you begin to move on in trying to get the job done, those unintended, maybe you didn't do it deliberately, or you didn't think through it completely, or you were parochial about it, or you were clownish about it, or you were just doing nepotism, those errors and those gaps will begin to show. So when we are having conversation around Nigeria today, PDP and APC, we have gone beyond the stage of he said, I said. We're supposed to be looking at the contraption that we are all managing, which is the Federal Republic of Nigeria, our people, and be looking for the best way to get that country to move on. And I can tell you for free, even he himself knows that it is difficult, not for me, not for him, not for General Buhari, for the generality of Nigerians to accept that Nigeria has suddenly become a country where, just because General Buhari or President Buhari is the president now from a particular section of the country, suddenly all the best hands in the country comes from that section. I don't know how you can tell that to any right-thinking, honest Nigerian and expect him to accept.